Hello everyone, back to you in today's second video. We're going to have a look at the weather for the next 10 to 14 days for today's second video. Day 10 will take us to around the 22nd of November, and we'll be able to extend out beyond that with the extended GFS and ECM ensembles. They run to around a couple of weeks. And we'll have a look at the Base Climate Centre and the CFS-V2 combined for the next 4 weeks at the end of the video. So it will turn into a little bit of an extended look ahead in the final sort of 5 minutes or so of the video. Just say that the first video released today was the European Outlook, so that's having a look at weather in detail for the next 10 days across Europe. So have a look at that one. It's YouTube exclusive and it's on the channel right now. So have a look at that and see what's going on. And we're going to have a Christmas update for you tonight. I think that's a full Christmas update coming up tonight. So have a little bit of fun and we'll see what the latest Christmas update has to say. And that'll be around 7-ish, I would have thought, this evening. 7 to 8, something like that. Thank you so much, everybody, for all of the lovely messages in the live stream yesterday. So I was a little bit unwell yesterday. Had a migraine the night before, and so I was feeling rather sort of fragile yesterday with the headache and that, and just not quite with it. So I cut the live stream down to 30 minutes, but we did give away the second Amazon voucher. So Def won the second Amazon voucher. So congratulations to Craig, who was our first Amazon voucher winner, and to Def, who was our second Amazon voucher winner. Gave everybody a really good laugh when Def was the winner. But yeah, thank you to everybody who took part, and thank you to all of you for all of the lovely messages that you gave me in the live stream. I wasn't able to reply to everybody individually because I wanted to get it wrapped up in 30 minutes, but I have had a look back at all of the lovely things that you posted. So thank you to all of you. And I'm absolutely fine, just minor inconvenience, really just one of those things, but it's nothing to worry about at all. Right, okay, so let's get on with it then. So we're going to start off with the situation in the tropics. So we've got our three areas of interest, of course. We've got a red disturbance area just here, red X. We've got Eta just there. We've got Theta over here. Let's have a look at Theta first of all. So that one's giving maximum sustained winds of 65 miles per hour with a minimum central pressure of 990 millibars, and it's moving east-northeast at 12 miles per hour. Clicking on tropical storm, Theta shows that this is basically going to be like stationary through to the early part of next week, going nowhere fast, really just gradually meandering its way in that sort of direction and moving northwards and becoming a post-tropical depression. So it doesn't look like it's going to have too many impacts with Theta. We've got Eta just here, of course. This is tropical storm Eta right over central Florida right now, giving maximum sustained winds of 45 miles per hour with a minimum set pressure of 1001 millibars, and moving northeastwards at 13 miles per hour. Clicking on Eta and going here shows that this is going to move out into the... so it's been around for a long time, of course. Been around over a week. At one point, it was a high-end Category 4, almost Category 5 hurricane across or near to Central America. It looks like this is pretty much done with in the next couple of days. So currently, tropical storm... Well, I'm talking about Eta. It's Eta, not Theta. Sorry. This is tropical storm Eta. I got mixed up my Etas and my Thetas. This is tropical storm Eta right over central Florida. And it looks like Eta will be moving out into the Atlantic through tomorrow. Still a tropical storm. And then going post-tropical by the time you get through to Saturday, and they'll just become like a normal area of low pressure in the Atlantic. And that will be the end of this very, very long lasting, formerly high-end Category 4 Hurricane Eta. Just get a bit confused when you've got Etas and Thetas going on. And then we've got this red disturbance area down here. So that one is disturbance 1. And so we've got an 80% chance of cyclone formation in the next 2 days, a 90% chance in the next 5 days. Looks like it's going to be our next significant area, doesn't it? A tropical wave located over the central Caribbean Sea continues to produce a large area of showers and thunderstorms. Satellite imagery indicates that the disturbance is gradually becoming better organised, and a tropical depression will likely form within the next couple of days as it moves slowly westward over central and western Caribbean Sea. Regardless of development, this system is expected to bring heavy rainfall along with possible flash flooding to portions of Hispaniola over the next day or so. So yeah, we're going to have to keep a close eye on that one. Looks like that will be our next tropical storm or cyclone. Who knows, maybe that might become a hurricane at some point in the future. We shall keep an eye on it and see what happens. Come back time, setting temperature for November is proved to be very, very mild indeed. Of course, we had September and October around average, but now the warmth is back in November. We're currently standing at 9.4, which is an anomaly of 1.7 degrees above average. That is provisional to yesterday, the 11th of November. And I don't see that, I mean, it might fluctuate a little bit day by day, but I don't see that altering a great deal over the next week to 10 days or so. You know, we're going to be in for more mild or very mild weather generally. Again, there will be day-to-day fluctuation where the odd day might be a little bit cooler, but I don't see that altering all that much over the next week, 10 days. So I would imagine around a week's time that will still be somewhere in the nines, I would have thought. A very mild November could well be upon us. These are the GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles for the next couple of weeks. No, they're not. These are the 500 millibar high anomaly flow charts for the next week, 10 days from the Penn State University. I'm not doing very well with this, am I? These are the 500 millibar high anomaly flow charts for the next week, 10 days from the Penn State University. We've got the ECMWF on the top and the GFS is on the bottom. So it's going to take us to around the 22nd of November. 500 millibars is an area in the atmosphere, high pressure and low pressure are being moved around by the jet stream running above. I'm so sorry, everyone. Red extrapolates to above average heights, which is high pressure. Blue to below average heights, which is low pressure. So you can see that in the 7 to 10 day time frame, we've got this area of above average heights with the ECM dominating across much of northern and western Europe. Low pressure is up to the north. The jet stream is pushing north as well. So there'll be a lot of dry weather with that. I mean, it could start getting colder from frost and fog if the high goes far enough north, but still, generally, we're still bringing in quite a mildish sort of west-south-westerly flow there into the high pressure. But inversions are possible. Now, the GFS is a little bit more interesting in the 7 to 10 day time frame. So we still have the area of above average heights, but it's a lot weaker, and it's away to our west-southwest with the below average heights, low pressure, sort of pushing in from the north and from the North Atlantic into northwest Europe. We're on the cool side of the jet stream as well. There's a dip in the jet, doing something a little bit like that. So that would be a route, something a little bit colder and unsettled, and possibly even a little bit wintry for northern parts of the country if the jet stream goes farther south. You know, you could start to entrench some colder air in from the north, but it is still all Atlantic based, Atlantic driven, and things generally are still coming in from the west. Right, so these are the GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles for the next couple of weeks. We're at Cambridge today. Red line is 30-year upper air temperature average for Cambridge. The next week is pretty much milder than average, really. There's a little bit of up and down going on, so there is a zonal sine wave. So it is a little bit cooler at times with these cooler sectors, but equally you have the big warm sectors as well. And when you average it all out, because we don't get particularly cold nights, so even though it's up and down, when you average it out this time of year, zonality will be milder than average. I'm going to the extended range, so like into the second half of November and running up towards month's end. Just quite close to average, but probably still a little bit on the milder than average side. If anything, there is a little bit of scatter, so it's probably still a lot of zonality and up and down going on. But yeah, I think it's a mild scene, you know, for next week or two, and particularly so in the first week. And regular precipitation spikes as well, so going to be plenty of rain as you'd expect in November in an Atlantic-driven pattern. There'll be showers or longer spells of rain frequently coming and going, and just generally quite mild and unsettled. Temperature anomalies from 12th to the 20th of November are going to be above average, so a mild and average week coming up, exceptionally mild across Scandinavia in those deep red colours where temperatures are going up to 10 degrees above average. You're not as mild as that in the UK and Ireland, but we are above average in weekend, and a little bit wetter than average as well from the 12th to 20th of November, rather above average with precipitation. Here's today's wind flow map from earthnullschool.net showing that west-south westerlies are dominating weather with lots of low pressure in the Atlantic. So yeah, we've got low pressures there, there's no low pressures there. That's Theta, of course, down there. And just all very westerly, very Atlantic driven, and that is likely to continue for the time being. Right, so this is how the UK Met is looking for Sunday. So low pressure driving in off the Atlantic over weekend. Could be an unsettled weekend with rain coming and going. It will be mild. Into the early part of next week, further areas of low pressure ploughing in from off the Atlantic, with the UK Met looking particularly mild, wet and windy there at midnight on Wednesday next week, with another active weather system bringing spells of rain and strong winds too. This is a midnight run for GFS. It's a delay on the 6Z update. It may have updated as I'm recording this now, but up to the point when I had to get charts together, we had not got the 6Z GFS. So this is a midnight GFS run. And again, looks unsettled on Sunday, so wet and windy over weekend and into next week, staying unsettled. Southwesterly winds, mild, wet, windy conditions. Through to middle next week, further showers and longer spells of rain and mild too. And we keep these areas of low pressure ploughing in from off the Atlantic into the second half next week with further bouts of rain, strong winds, but pretty mild generally. Although by the end of next week, starting to turn a little bit colder. And so on a 500 millibar height anomaly flow chart, that happens because the jet stream begins to move southwards, and we start to set up a bit of a northwest southeast alignment to the jet stream. So we start to pull some colder air in around the back sides of these areas of low pressure. You know, just like a little bit more seasonable, really. It's not particularly cold, but it is slightly more seasonable. And for Northern Europe, it does start to turn things colder up there. So more of the rain will start to turn to snow, for example, across parts of Scandinavia. Moving up towards day 10, we keep the situation going with low pressure in off the Atlantic. There's a big warm set coming in here at day 10, actually, which is the 22nd of November. A large warm set to move through, reintroducing those mild west to southwesterly winds. And then to the extended range, the GFS midnight run keeps the unsettled weather going. Big cold plunge coming into Scandinavia by the very end of it. This is the 28th of November as far as we can go. This is a big cold trough that's moving in Scandinavia. So that will bring real winter in across Scandinavia. For us, we're kind of on the periphery of that and still trying to keep those mild sort of westerlies going. Right, GM looks like this. So once more, we're looking at more unsettled weather, like through the coming week or next week, regular bouts of rain. Moving up towards day 10, it starts to go cold. The jet stream begins to dig southwards. So one area of low pressure exiting away here at day 10, 22nd of November, introducing like quite a cold northern wind. And then the next low is out in the Atlantic, and as that comes into the cold air on the northern edge of that, you wouldn't rule out the chance of something a little bit wintry perhaps for northern parts of Scotland. So the GM's a little bit colder by the time we get through to day 10, but still all Atlantic driven. And then the ECMWF looks like this, so more bouts of rain, but generally mild temperatures through next week. And as we head up towards day 10, the ECM is more anticyclonic compared to the other two, with high pressure centred to our south, low pressures to the north. So it's a little bit drier by day 10, 22nd of November, but this of course is the mildest sort of option. Rainfall forecast based on the ECM run looks like that. So spells of rain coming and going. It will be unsettled, as you'd expect, with Atlantic-driven weather in November until later on when that higher pressure begins to get going from the south and starts to turn, particularly England and Wales, rather drier. These are the options on the table within the ECM ensembles today for day 10, which gets us to the 22nd of November via the Icelandic Met Office. We have 23 members of the ECM ensembles with low pressure digging through the country, and the jet streams digging through like that as well. So those 23 are unsettled and a little bit cooler as well. That's kind of like what the GFS and the GEM are showing. So it's still Atlantic driven, but with the jet stream lining up northwest southeast, the high pressure pulling away to the southwest a little bit, it just allows a bit of a northwest southeast alignment to the jet stream, and so it's possibly a little bit cooler. 17 with low pressure to the north, high pressure to the south, so that's more flat westerly. That's still quite a settle for the north, and it's mild as well. And then 11 just here have the high pressure centred pretty much over the top of the country. That includes the operational run, so that's a drier, but also still relatively mild solution, as we are on the mild side of the jet stream. In 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got. Now, these are a little bit more interesting. This is for the 27th of November. So we have 27 members of the ECM ensemble still looking unsettled, with low pressure to the north and high pressure to the south. So they're going to be mild and westerly. However, we've got 15 just here that have high pressure away to our north and northwest. And so they'll be bringing in like an easterly flow. They will be colder. That would be a colder, maybe significantly colder scenario, with winds sort of coming in from an east-northeasterly direction. And then we have 9 just here with a mid-Atlantic ridge going up towards southern Greenland. Trough of low pressure to our east. So they'd be pulling down northerly winds. They'd be cold with northerly winds and maybe snow showers across northern and northeastern parts of the country. So the singular option is actually a mild option. The 27 just here is like the mildest option. But if you was to combine the 15 there with the 9 that we have here, so that gets you to 24. So we've got 24 members of the ECM ensembles that are cold and 27 that are mild. So it's virtually, not quite, but almost a 50-50 split between cold and mild options in 2 weeks' time. So it might just be the signs that ECM is picking up on something a little bit colder for the end of November, possibly to the beginning of December. We shall see about that. And then very quickly, the more extreme range stuff. So dealing with Beige Crime Centre first, well, these are 500 millibar heights broken down into 10-day periods. The first 10-day period takes us from the 11th to the 20th of November. The coming 10 days has above average heights over to the east of the country, below average heights out to the west. This area below average heights will be turning things more unsettled with time. The next 10-day period takes us from the 21st to the 30th of November, with high pressure generally to the south, low pressure to the north, winds in from the west. That looks quite mild as we come to the end of November. The next 10-day period takes us from the 1st to the 10th of December, with high pressure again to west-southwest, low pressure east to the north. Everything's looking rather flat and westerly, still probably quite mild. And then the final 10-day period takes us from the 11th through to 20th of November. High pressure begins to pull out into the middle of the Atlantic then. Low pressure coming in from the northwest. Bit of a northwest-southeast alignment to jet stream. It's unsettled with bouts of rain and possibly turning a little bit colder as the wind flow and jet stream begins to line up northwest to southeast. And then CFS V2, these are 500 millibar heights broken down to week periods. The first week period takes us from the 12th to the 18th of November. The coming week with high pressure both to the south and also to the east. Low pressure out to the west. Winds are going to be from west-southwest direction. And it's going to be unsettled, particularly for more northern and western parts of the country. Week 2, the CFS has high pressure in control. This is the 19th, 25th of November, with an area of high pressure and building up over top of the country. Low pressure is going northwards. Not much sign of that within the shorter range model output, except maybe the ECM operational. But generally, most of the models are looking quite unsettled for like week 2 now. But CFS still has high pressure there from the 19th to 25th of November. Week 3 is the 26th of November, 2nd of December, with high pressure to our south and east. Low pressure is away to the northwest. Jet stream is pushed northwards as well. So that looks pretty mild, even up to the very end of November. And then week 4, which is the 3rd to the 9th of December, possibly just pulling this high pressure out into the Atlantic a little bit. Low pressure up towards Iceland. Jet stream is lining up northwest to southeast. So that might start to turn a bit colder there. Again, with that northwest-southeast alignment to a jet stream. Not classically cold, the high pressure got to go a lot further northwards to become properly cold. The high pressure got to go out to Greenland to properly pull down a real northerly. But it could just be a little bit more seasonable there. And possibly, you know, cold enough for some wintry weather to begin to develop over northern hills and mountains and that sort of thing. Okay, right, so that's the 10 to 14 day update done and dusted for you. We've got one more video to come. That'll be tonight after 7 o'clock. So that'll be tonight after 7. We'll do our Christmas 2020 update. I think that's the 4th update for Christmas. Tomorrow, we've got a lot coming up. So it'll be JMA Friday, of course, month ahead look ahead with Japanese FSB tomorrow's, along with a 10 to 14 day video update. We'll have the ECM do a 6 weeks look ahead. I think that gets us to Christmas. Wow, that'll get us to Christmas tomorrow. That'll be late afternoon, and I may live stream tomorrow night. I'll have to see how I feel tomorrow, whether I get any more of these blasted migraines or not. But potentially there could be a live stream after 10 o'clock tomorrow. We shall see how I feel tomorrow. Right, so this update is coming up for you this evening. But for this video, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.